Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. First of all, hello to B. Smith. B. Smith, B. Smith, B. Smith. B is still a living human being. B is a woman with character, class, and style, and she thought the same of her husband Dan. However, Dan did a 160-degree turn out of nowhere when he was out and met this woman that overheard. Matter of fact, she was too nosy anyway because I think she overheard him at a restaurant and she probably butted in. First of all, shame on you, Dan Gasby. Shame, shame, shame on you. Be made you be who you are today. I mean, I know God created heaven and earth and He created man and everything in the world. However, B built a foundation for you and her. She didn't build that foundation for you and that woman. I wouldn't care what color that woman was because you should treat B the same way as if B is in her right mind because B would not approve of polygamy. She would not approve of you having another woman inside of her home nor outside of her home. I mean, that is a low class. Now, that is the doggest of the dogs. The doggest of the dogs. You don't know shit about that lady. That woman is in it for the ride, okay? And what gets me is our African American men, as soon as they get a little money, they forget that the woman that brought them into the earth was black. If you want to help somebody, why don't you help your own first, okay? Because in the end, you're going to turn around and get a kick in the butt, like most of them do, okay? That's first. That's the first thing. I mean, my God, if you wanted somebody, you know, white, you could have got a light skinned black woman. You didn't have to get this strange woman saying that you needed somebody there to comfort you and this and that. If you have God, then you wouldn't have even been thinking like that. You would have been praying and too much into your wife, like my sister passed, everyone. And her husband, ever since they were 17, that man treated my sister like a queen. And I have two beautiful, handsome nephews. And he treated her all the way out to the day she died. Matter of fact, when she was in the hospital, he wouldn't even go home. The nurses didn't have to do anything for my sister. But did he bring another woman into her home while she was in the hospital? No, he hung it out all the way to the day she died. That's first class act. Dan, you're a Doberman. You're a Doberman pension. You are oh my God, I can't believe it. No man that have class would disrespect his wife and bring another woman into the home under a marriage. I don't know how you could lay down and sleep with that woman at night and disrespect and having sex in that house and knowing that B is in the next room. That is crazy. I mean, I hope if B leaves here, she come back and hunt both of you guys. You never know how things can happen and come back and bite you in the butt, you know? And for that woman, that's a gold digger. Because a classy woman wouldn't do that. She would make you get me a place. I would make you get me a place somewhere else. I'm not going to be having your wife in the house. I couldn't even lay up in the bed with you or even look at you straight. And then there are a lot of psycho women too, because of the love that you had for your wife or the love that you pretend to have had for your wife. She could see pictures around and be jealous of that. It's a lot of psycho people. You know, you could live with people a long time and not know them like B did you. She was with you for a long time and she didn't know you would do this to her. So what makes you think you know this woman? B didn't know you. You don't know this woman. You don't know anything about this woman. All you know is this woman is pretending to show you all this love with B, and as soon as you walk out the room, she might be pulling her hair, calling her nappy-headed, gray-headed. She may be dogging B. She may be dogging B. And it seems like you don't give a damn because I wouldn't trust no woman over my husband if he was in that shape. and I was with my husband. I wouldn't trust no man around him because that man could pinch him, bite him, kick him. You don't know what people would do. And especially a Caucasian woman, when she get hooked on a black man, their minds, I've had several guys that come in my business have told me that their minds can't handle what an African American woman mind can handle because they probably had never had an experience with a black man when it comes to sexual endeavors. And their mind, they get carried away and they turn into witches, the wicked witch of the West. And I see that in that lady's eyes. That lady don't have no good vibes. She does not have no good vibes. And black men get pee whipped and con all the time, and they turn around and get a kick in the ass. I mean, I'm not racist or anything like that. I think a man or a woman can be with whoever they want. But in this particular case, like I said, I don't care what color that woman is. But this woman here, because no black woman ain't going for that bull crap. She's not going to go for that bull crap. If she wants your money, she's going to get it on a more decent, intelligent way. Not like no dog that comes, out for a bone. So to me, that's bewitched style and Doberman pension style. And that shit is going to come back and bite you guys in the butt. That is so unclassy of you, of a man, to disrespect your wife like that. Of all those years that she built that empire, and for you to sit back and try to enjoy it with somebody else offer her money. I wouldn't do it. Why don't you go out, Mr. Dan, and go and hire B someone else? Someone else. If you want to screw this lady, go screw at her house. Don't disrespect your wife. Don't disrespect your wife. I mean, what is it? Are y'all trying to hold on to the money so you won't spend up the money in daycare for her? Evidently, that's what it is. But that is the lowest. That's the lowest way to go. And you cannot come on TV and try to look. No, it's nothing you can do or say to make anybody look at you other than you're a scumbag and a low-class black man. The lowest on the totem pole. To disrespect your wife like that and having this woman over your wife and the same woman you screwing. That woman don't give a shit about B because you probably blew her mind. All she's thinking about is you. And when she look at B, she might be pulling her plaits, pulling her hair, pulling her kinks. And you don't even know what the hell is going on. Okay? So I think, Mr. Dan, you need to correct this problem because the world is looking, and I mean, everybody's pretty upset. I really, when I would fly to New York from Houston, I always wanted to go to B's restaurant. And I said, when I go back to New York, I'm going to B's restaurant because I used to always go to Sylvia's when she was living. And I never made it. And the next thing, when I was preparing to go, then B had started getting really sick. And Mr. Dan was on TV saying, I'm going to stick by my wife and this and that and that and this. And, oh, well, if you got tired of handling the situation, then you should have hired someone else to handle it. Or you should have put her somewhere where someone can love her that's not screwing you. Someone that could take care of her that's not screwing you. Someone that is not looking into your eyes and telling you a bunch of lies and you falling for it because you're lonely and they're playing on your down. When people are weak and down, then witches come out. Witches, devils, and all your low-class people come out to break you down even more and to ride off of what you and B have built. That could go for anybody. It just so happened that this woman is white. And this woman don't know shit about you, nothing about B. All she knows is she lucked up because you have some money. Okay? So I just wanted to say that, and I want to hear some comments from people. And please click like and subscribe. I'm trying to get some more subscribers so I can bring more live shows. I'm not showing my face because I'm not feeling quite well. That just struck a nerve when I thought about how this man had his woman laying up over his sick wife and with her own money. I mean, I understood he sold a house and turned around and went to an auction and bought another Benz for him and his woman to ride. All of this stuff came from B's hard-earned work. Okay, so the world is watching you, and you probably would put B away somewhere if you could, but you know the world is watching you because we all know that everything that you got is through B. So it's B Smith, B Smith, B Smith. And Dan Gasby got lucky. And the witch, she's going to get lucky if you be stupid and weak like most African American do when they get a blonde on their side and forget where they came from. You can't get on TV and try to act like you're all innocent and this and that. If you wanted somebody white, you could have went a light black, and I bet you she wouldn't do what that woman did. She would not. She would not want to live in that house with you and your wife, over you and your wife, and be screwing in the next room. Or you may be screwing in the same room. Nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. And I understand. I think I heard something about your daughter is there and this and that. Of course, she probably want to go for the ride too. So it's just all a big joke. And I really wish we had some family that could step up to the plate. And a lot of people were saying they're calling Adult Protective Services because that's kind of scandalous. That's polygamy. That's no good. That's dirty. That's doggish. That's low class of a man. That is not a man of class and integrity. That is not a decent man. That is not a real man. Like I said, my brother-in-law treated my sister like a queen all the way out to the day she died, and she was sick for 10 years, okay? He was a real man. Now, he went out and he found him someone. But he damn sure didn't do it while my sister was sick and living. He he held out his marriage all the way like the vows supposed to. And it's nothing you can say because you're not coughing up that much dust no way at your old age. You know, if you got lonely, you could have, just picked up the phone and talked to people. You're not coughing up that much dust. She's just tickling your little fancy and making you think that it's all good and gravy and blowing your mind mentally. That's all it is. Woman don't give a shit about you. She don't know shit about you. I know people been married, two people, and didn't know anything about them. Like B wouldn't have thought you would have did this to her. Because when she was in her right mind, you was saying, I'm going to be there for her and this and that. And she would have never thought you would have did this. Because if she would have known you was that type of man, she wouldn't have gave you the damn time of day. So with that, I'm going to end my live show talking about Miss B. Smith and her Doberman husband, Dan Gasby, and her witch caretaker. Something's going to have to give because it's not right. And they're going to pay for it. In God's eye, you cannot mistreat. It says you're supposed to honor her to death do you part. And you're not honoring her by having that woman up in the house screwing, probably in the same room, maybe. You know? You could be in the same room. Nobody would know if you are or not. So please click like, subscribe, and share my audio. And next time I'll probably show my face. B. Smith, B. Smith, B. Smith, B. Smith, B. Smith. It's going to ring in your ears, and you're not going to be able to sleep at night. Okay, everybody. Click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.